everyone, welcome back to my channel. I want to start off by giving a very special shout out to my channel members Masquerade, Casey, and Bun. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. I will be posting more member exclusive videos very soon. If you guys want to support the channel and become a member, make sure to click the link in my description or hit the join button on my channel. Thank you guys so freaking much. It means the absolute world to me. And one last thing before I get into the video, I just hit 2,000 subscribers. Holy crap, how insane is that? Thank you guys so much. I love you all dearly. I wish I could thank you all individually. It means everything to me truly, and I will continue to push out more content for you guys and put my best foot forward. That being said, with the holidays coming up, I might get a little busy. I'm not too sure just yet. It's a little foggy because I have other responsibilities, so I don't know how often I'll post, but I will definitely be posting, so make sure you guys turn on notifications. Without further ado, let's just get right into it because we have a lot to discuss.
A lot of drama's been happening on MSP.
That's Miss Philly's whistle! I'm getting hacked!
But everyone keeps hearing Miss Philly's whistle.
She tracked my IP down and did all that stuff. And now she recycled all my rares.
Logging now? What? You've got to be kidding me. She must be real.
Look, all the forums are about Miss Philly.
She just locked me out.
She locked me out. She literally locked me out.
Oh my god, I got hacked! I got hacked! Help me!
Miss Philly and Anonymous almost go hand in hand due to their similar appearance and just a general public theory that they're the same person, but I want to start off by focusing on just Miss Philly because she's really built a name for herself as one of the most impactful hackers on Moviestarplanet. It's theorized that initially Miss Philly had an account called 𝙎𝙐𝙆𝙆𝙀, which doesn't exist anymore. Actually, a lot of the accounts and victims I'm going to be referring to I really couldn't find. There's very few left as they've probably deleted their accounts since then. Since keep in mind this all happened in like 2013, and also MSP has recently implemented a thing where if your account is old or inactive, nothing on it will load. It's really stupid, but like I was saying, according to those old Miss Philly warning videos, it said that the 𝙎𝙐 account was Miss Philly's original account, and later she created the Miss Philly persona, which I'm not sure what happened to the original Miss Philly account because there's a lot of impersonators. Well, actually, I think I do know what happened, but we'll get into that. That being said, there were also a lot of imposters and people who would seemingly pretend to be hacked by Miss Philly, and it just makes it super unclear if there ever truly was an instance where Miss Philly was genuinely hacking people. But one of the most convincing stories which helped to perpetuate all of this dates back to May of 2013 when a forum was created titled "Hello, I'm back movie stars" by the user 𝙎𝙐𝙍𝙎𝙀 on the UK server, claiming to be Miss Philly on the account that she hacked. And then obviously people weren't really taking it seriously and replying all lighthearted, but one specific user that replied, called 𝙎𝙐𝙍𝙎𝙀, responded with "hack me baby" one more time and continued to tease Miss Philly on all her forums, which she would soon regret. 𝙎𝙐𝙍𝙎 later created a blog post reflecting on the situation, stating, "MSP has got to do something about this. When I emailed them, they replied with there are no hackers." Now, I don't want to get too into the story specifically as there's so many topics I want to touch on, but I want to take this as an opportunity to make it clear that, well, there are hackers on this game. They might not all present themselves in this way, but it's very clear that this game isn't secure. I mean, take a look at the data breach situation, take a look at the spawns, take a look at the exploiters, take a look at the high scores that have been hacked. Do you guys remember that time we all logged on to MSP and there was pirate music playing? Those sort of tools and tactics that are used now very well could have been used back then by these hackers, except they just applied it to their brands to scare people. So if at some point Miss Philly was real and was hacking people, it really would not surprise me. In fact, I think that was likely the case and people sort of just went on to paint themselves as Miss Philly's victims for attention, because people pretend to be hacked all the time now for sympathy and just out of boredom, I guess. Also, MSP was a lot more active then, so these Miss Philly hacking videos would get hundreds of thousands of views. And going into a chat room dressed as Miss Philly, you would get a lot of attention. Miss Philly is known for her blue hair in a bun and her blue hat, and the rest of her look has varied. Something that stood out about Miss Philly in particular versus every other hacker was her eerie whistle that she would play to scare people, or she would play it before hacking you to sort of prove her power, I guess. The song is called Twisted Nerve if you guys want to look it up, and it's originally from a 1968 British horror film called Twisted Nerve, and also I think better known from a 2003 film called Kill Bill. Lots of people have came out claiming that they've heard the whistle during gameplay. I cannot confirm nor deny whether these claims are real because some of them do seem plausible, I guess, but some of them are very obviously fake. It's said that Miss Philly and Dolly, who we will also get into later on, would join forces to hack certain people and had a rivalry with Anonymous and another group of hackers called the Cult, which that's a whole other can of worms, but basically the Cult Mo and Anonymous would work together to delete Miss Philly's accounts or take her down, which is why I mentioned earlier, I feel like if there was an original Miss Philly account, I feel like Anonymous was probably the one to take it down. But let's talk about the Miss Philly virus, because this was a big deal.
I said, what virus tonight? Tell me. And she said mine at 8 p.m. This was last night. There was a moderator there. So the virus might have been real later on, I don't know. This was the other one in Beijing cafe with a non on it.
A lot of hackers would have scheduled viruses where they would go crazy with the exploits, and rumor has it that if you went online during one of these viruses, you would apparently get hacked, or you would be at risk of getting hacked if you didn't do certain things like wear a certain color or put something on your status or do an animation. For example, the chat rooms went crazy. A lot of fake hackers would come out to scare people. There would be real Moviestarplanet moderators in the chat room. It would be super glitchy, like some people wouldn't be able to move or change servers, and the chat rooms went completely black, and it was just overall super weird, super glitchy vibe.
A load of people have entered to different cafes and have ended up in here. Everyone is black. Everyone's dancing so they don't get hacked. We're really confused at the moment. Everyone is in danger because everyone thinks they're going to get packed in. It's really bad. I clicked on the Bollywood cafe and look what it's saying, the American cafe. I can't click this. Some people can't move. Everyone's just dancing so they don't get packed, because we think that's how it works.
We don't know for sure if these things were caused by Miss Philly, I guess, but they would happen during her scheduled virus times where she would be like, don't come online at 9 p.m. or you're gonna get hacked and stuff like that. And it would just all go down at that time where she would schedule it to happen. Miss Philly was feared by many on the internet and was thought to be one of the most dangerous hackers on Moviestarplanet. There's so many conspiracies surrounding her and how she managed to, quote, hack. Some people believe it may have had something to do with a phishing link, which if you don't know what a phishing link is, it's basically when people send out fake links in order to trick you so that cyber criminals can install malware or do whatever with your information. They say a significant percentage of hackings happen through people clicking on links. So just be aware, you guys. These can also be disguised as emails from MSP. I might get some shit for saying this, but I'm saying be aware because this has happened recently with a data breach and a mass email that was sent out under MSP's name promoting a certain server and MSP Retro. Some people believe the whistle was sent through an action script in chat. I asked a friend of mine who's a computer programming major, and she said it's possible considering MSP was made via Adobe Animate and Flash. I personally don't know how any of this stuff works. I wish I could break it down for you guys, but it's not my profession. But this next hacker may have spilled the beans on what went down behind the scenes. She's also, as some might say, even more scary. Anonymous is probably the highest ranked hacker out there. They're so widely known in the MSP community, and although they're well known on every server, they did originate on the German server. But before we get into any of that, let me introduce you to who Anonymous is and where their whole legacy began. On June 28th, 2012, a forum on the UK server was created titled Little Test. The post raised several red flags, like why was the user who posted it deleted? How are they level 1 posting on forums? Why are all these high scores talking about this person called Anonymous? And the biggest gag of all, why are they on the homepage? This sparked an outrage in the community. Anonymous was truly the first hacker to make waves. Videos on Anonymous were getting hundreds and thousands of views, one even getting 750,000. It's insane, and people were truly shook to the core about this. For those of you who don't know, Anonymous is actually a real group of hackers that are known for cyber attacks against the government and for standing for other politically and socially driven issues. And the reason I bring this up is because people would often think that Anonymous from MSP is related to the Anonymous group in real life. There was even a video where the official Anonymous allegedly responded to this situation.
We are Anonymous. It has come to the attention of Anonymous that the Moviestarplanet website is being hacked. This individual is claiming to be a part of our collective. We would like to ease your minds that whoever is doing this to your site is not affiliated with Anonymous. And to the person responsible for this heinous act, you have made yourself an enemy of Anonymous.
I don't know where people pulled this video from, but it seems it came from a fake Anonymous YouTube page, but I haven't seen any news outlets on this or anything like that. Anonymous doesn't even have a YouTube channel actually. The official Anonymous YouTube channel is believed to have been made by a grifter using the Anonymous name to push an agenda, a Republican agenda it seems, because the real Anonymous group tends to lean left in their hacktivism. And I say this factually, okay, because it seems when I bring up politics in the slightest, people want to get panini pressed even though I don't say anything worth getting upset over. Clock that tea. But let's get back on track, shall we? This video, although likely fake, did serve as closure for people because it does make sense, because why would Anonymous care in the slightest about Moviestarplanet, let alone a random person pretending to be them on Moviestarplanet? But this Anonymous name actually came from a real user on the German server called Mrs. Anonymous. I want to thank Erica MSP for providing the information. She made a great video. I believe the video is in Dutch, but you guys can go watch it. There's English subtitles. But basically, she was able to communicate with a person who started the whole Anonymous shenanigans. Anonymous showed her photos from 2012 that have never been seen before, proving that they're the real Anonymous, and she just seems like a reliable source source, so I'm gonna take her word for it because this person had a lot of insider information. Basically, to sum it all up, again, you guys can go watch the video to see the full interview. I will link it in the description. This is the official statement from Anonymous. They basically state that they were one of the first to see these like Charles Proxy hacking videos. Charles Proxy is basically like cheat engine, and it worked great up until it got patched. But Anonymous saw a video on how to use it and stuff, and it had like no views and it worked for them. It wasn't a well-known thing at the time. Anonymous told their friends, and one of them actually already knew about it and had some experience in using it and already knew how to do things like cheat star coins, fame, and use admin tools. There were 3 people in what they called Team Anonymous, and there was 3 official accounts. One was called Mr. Anonymous, one was called Mrs. Anonymous, and the third one was called Anonymous Real. Basically, it was just 3 friends messing around, discovering hacks and glitches, and hiding behind this anonymous persona. Going back to the original forum, it seems to have been just an experiment sort of thing, and they found out how to post through other people's usernames and update other people's statuses, and they only did it to like 5 to 10 people, and then others started joining in on the bandwagon and turning it into a scary thing and started pretending that they got hacked, which I don't think Anonymous actually like went into their accounts and stuff. I think they were just able to like change people's statuses or maybe their outfits and stuff, but I don't think they were actually like logging people out and stuff as people say. Anonymous said their intention wasn't to scare others, but when you're saying things like, oh, nobody is safe, or like putting devil emojis everywhere, I find that a little hard to believe. But regardless, it scared the heck out of everybody. Apparently everything done on the English server was completely made up. Like, wow, imagine everyone was just freaking out for no reason. Like, Anonymous wasn't even like in that server according to them, but it caused a big uproar. Like, it really shook the community. They also stated that they only use tools generally to do innocent things such as like spawning rares, giving out wishies, and changing the look of bullies, as they say. A bunch of people apparently came out claiming that they got hacked by them, which Anonymous denies. But basically the moral of the story is things were just completely blown out of proportion, and it was just the community really that turned it into what it was. And this brings me back to Miss Philly, because Anonymous stated that others came out using the Charles tools with the actual intention of scaring people, like the fake moderators in the chat rooms and all the glitches, and I believe this very well could have been referring to people such as Miss Philly. I mean, people have been speculating for the longest time that Miss Philly was just sort of copying Anonymous, but that's neither here nor there, and it ties in with a lot of other hackers really, such as a Dolly, for example. Oh girl, by the time Dolly joined the party, people were over it. Like, I remember Dolly trying to tell people that there would be a Dolly virus, and nobody was buying it, girl. Like,
Everyone on MSP USA has been talking about the Dolly virus, which is what this video is about. Seriously, the Dolly virus? People are just making names. And there was this one girl in chat, she's like, oh my god guys, the Dolly virus is real, the Dolly told me. And a few people actually literally deleted their account. And I'm just like, it isn't real. They're like, what if it is?
it got tired and people stopped caring after a certain amount of time. Can I just say, I love 𝙎𝙐𝙎𝙎 so much. She's literally so freaking cute. I had the opportunity to talk to her once, and she was literally so sweet. I love her to death. Definitely one of my top inspirations on YouTube. I honestly miss the days when these were the type of problems we were worrying about. Unfortunately, hackers nowadays are absolutely disgusting and use exploits to share disgusting things such as CP, gore, hate speech. Honestly, they need to be locked away for that. Isn't that literally like illegal? Like, what are we doing, babes? Electric chair. But yeah, what a ride. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna remind you all one last time that I have memberships open. I actually locked a few of my older videos for members only, such as my Mucinex Stitch track, my Q&A where I did a face reveal, my Forgotten Characters video. Ooh, I might bring that one back publicly. Some iconic videos, okay? And more to come for members only, for my divas. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!